Hello everyone and welcome to a beautifully sunny Los Cristianos in Tenerife. I've got a few things to run through with you today, some general Canary Islands news, some Tenerife news as well, some news regarding travel and some different updates for travelling through the airports which have changed, so that will all be coming up. If you're new to the channel, a big welcome. I am Andrew, I do live here in Tenerife. And if you're returning, welcome back. I hope you do enjoy. So let me jump right in and tell you how things have changed slightly when you pass through the airport for the better. So I'm going to start off with this little bit of news here, that the Spanish authorities have decided to change the passport rules for British holidaymakers at some selected airports that are expected to be extremely busy this holiday season. Now this includes Gran Canaria and Tenerife South. Such a decision has been announced by the Ministry of Spain and aims to avoid travel chaos during the summer. Under the new rules, citizens of the United Kingdom will now be permitted to use the EU e-gates at some airports in Spain that have seen mass delays due to staff shortages. So in general now, people from the UK, because we're not in the EU anymore, you would normally have to pass through a different control that takes a bit longer. It's been causing a few issues, a few delays. You will now be able to use your British passport going through these e-gates, which should speed everything up. The Spanish airports that will implement the new passport rules for UK citizens include Alicante, Barcelona, Gran Canaria, Madrid, Lanzarote, Malaga, Menorca, Mallorca, Fuerteventura and Tenerife Ser. UK passengers arriving at any of the airports mentioned above can use the automated border control to scan their passports, meaning they will no longer have to wait at the non-EU passport queues. Fantastic. In addition, the Spanish authorities have explained that there will also be an additional 500 border officials deployed in these airports. So coming on through the airport there should be a little bit smoother. It is very, very busy. I was up there yesterday, which was Sunday morning, and it was crazy busy. So you would expect a few delays coming through, but hopefully that should speed a lot of things up. That's some good news. I bet that surprised a few people with the Brexit, and people think that we get treated a bit differently now, but that hopefully should speed things up. The next bit of announcement is in regards to travel as well, this next article, and that is that 12 more days of Ryanair cabin crew strikes to cause maximum disruption. Ryanair have announced more strikes, well, the employees have. These will take place on the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 25th, 26th, 27th and 28th of July. So peak summer season. All 10 of the Spanish airports where the airline has bases is where those strikes will happen. Hopefully the same as the ones that happened last time. I know a lot of them didn't really go ahead because they were forced to work, but in general they shouldn't affect the Canary Islands too much because they are not based here. So the flights coming in and out of Canary Islands shouldn't really be affected anyway, but they have announced that, so fingers crossed that doesn't affect anyone. If you're travelling to mainland Spain, do make some backup plans. You might have a bit of disruption there coming up. Just one other thing to mention, it's still regards to travel and the airport, and that is that rental companies warn that there is extreme lack of cars this summer. I can vouch for that. I do own a rent-a-car company here, and it is looking very, very busy for July and August. There is a car shortage. It's very hard to buy new cars. A lot of the dealerships now, they've been doing this for months. Even if they've got a car there in the forecourt, you want to buy it. As a company, they won't sell it to you. They want to sell to private buyers, individual orders. So if you are wanting a car this summer, make sure you book in advance is my biggest recommendation. I'm receiving loads of calls at the moment for large cars, 7-seaters, 9-seaters. No one seems to have any left for the whole of July and August in terms of people carriers, 7-seaters especially, 9-seaters. But even if it's just for a couple of days, get it booked in, whether it's with me, whoever you're going with. Make sure you book it in advance. The same, I would say, goes for excursions. We hired a private yacht yesterday. That's a vlog coming up on the channel. Keep an eye out for that. But while I was in Puerto Colón, I did look around. I looked at the jet skis. I looked at all the other catamarans going out. They were all busting full to the brim. So anything you want to do, make sure you book in advance. Even Siam Park, it's very, very busy. When you get in there, I recommend getting fast passes as well if you can. But yeah, just in general, I still stand by book in advance if you can. If you know what you want to do, get it secured, and then you've got no worry of disappointment. But that is a big warning, especially about the rent-a-cars. Also, expect some long queues when you arrive. Peak summer, when you land, get through security, your passport control, get your luggage. Expect a bit of a wait at those car hire desks. You can avoid that with Tenacity if you want to, but just expect to wait a little bit. Don't expect to jump in the car and be straight off. There is queues there going on. And next up, I want to mention is Siam Park at Night is back. I have been this weekend. I went on Saturday. I've got a full vlog coming up with that this week. It was absolutely excellent. If you want to avoid the hot sunshine, you burn easily, and you want to avoid the queues, I would recommend doing it early on in the summer. Try and go to one of the night events. We walked on absolutely every slide. No need for any fast passes. It was lovely and quiet. You could go as many times as you want around the slides. It's short hours, but you get all the slides done in that time easily, without any queues, without hot floors, without hot sun on your back. So if that's something you're interested in, that'll be coming up on the channel as well. But that is back. It's on a Friday and Saturday night all through July and August, and it's as good as it always was, put it that way. It was excellent when we went the other night. Next little article to read. I found this quite interesting. It's been a bit of a topic of conversation. €750 fine is approved for urinating in the sea. There have been several new laws passed. This is one of them in hopes of cleaning up the image and appeal of some of the beaches for visitors. And the new sanctions approved by the City Council include fines of €750 for urinating on the beaches, both in the sand and in the sea. Now, the topic of conversation is, of course, what you're all thinking. How on earth could you prove that, or, you know, see what people are doing? But that has been approved, so let me know your thoughts on that one. Quite interesting. I don't know how you'd approve that in terms of in the water, on the beach obviously, but in the sea, I don't know how on earth, you know, you could go up to someone and give them a €750 fine. Speaking of fines, there have been a few scams going on along the beaches, especially here in Tenerife. People giving out fake fines. So they're going up to people saying that they've been using drugs, giving them a ticket, asking for money up front, and then they're just going off with the cash. If you do get a fine anywhere in Tenerife for anything, cars, if the police really wanted to fine you, they wouldn't ask or be able to take cash off you. You would have to go to the town hall or go somewhere official to pay it. So don't hand any cash over to anyone who gives you a fine. If you think they're suspicious, tell them you want to call the police and get the police involved. They will probably soon disappear. Or go into a restaurant, ask a local, does it look legit? There's obviously all kinds of scams going to go on throughout the summer, pickpockets, everything like that. So do stay aware. Don't leave anything in your cars. Be careful with, you know, wallets in your back pockets. I did meet a lady yesterday. She'd been down to Veronica's. She was in a bit of a mess. She was all cut and bruised, and she'd had her bag robbed. So if you're going out, be very, very careful. There is, unfortunately, people out there who are trying to, you know, approach people who are on holiday. They're forgetful, they've had a few drinks, and they want to take advantage, unfortunately. So do stay aware. Be aware of these scams that are going on. They come up with something new every week, it seems, to try and get cash off tourists. Now, next article is regards to COVID, something we've not discussed on the news updates for a little while. It is unfortunately on the rise, as expected with Carnival. You probably saw the scenes there in Santa Cruz. Loads of people, very busy. And Gran Canaria is actually the worst. They have an incidence rate at high risk now, and they do expect Tenerife, Fuerteventura and Lanzarote to follow. The new Omicron variant already account for 40% of those cases, and the government has warned they're not afraid to put restrictions back on. They're not afraid to tell you to wear masks indoors again. So do be careful. Keep sanitising and everything, but it is still around. It's not gone away, unfortunately. I know it's very easy to forget about it, but it is still here. In terms of public transport, you do still have to wear them. Taxis, buses, and some other various little places, pharmacies as well. But yeah, COVID has not fully gone away, and it is still around, and they are still threatening to bring cases back in. There's 1,881 new cases and 12 deaths in the last 3 days in the Canary Islands as a whole. There is a little bit of pressure on the hospitals. They're saying they need more nursing staff as well to cope. And the Canary Islands says no to more restrictions for the time being, but they're not afraid to bring it back. So something to keep an eye on. It was expected after all these events that have gone on. It's going to continue through the summer. There was a big event in a decky yesterday here in Tenerife. That was, you know, masses of crowds all together. Hopefully we won't see any more restrictions. For the time being, we are all clear, but they are, you know, just reminding us that if it does spike again, they're not afraid to jump in and put all those restrictions back in place. So that is all the articles I wanted to run through in terms of information from me being out and about. I've been out with the family pretty much every night. Restaurants are lovely and vibrant and busy. If you want to make a reservation, I would advise it. That's what we've been trying to do. Parking, very busy out and about. As you can tell, cars in big demand. We struggled to park at Puerto Colón yesterday. Most of the time when we are parking out and about, we're just sticking it in the underground. It's a couple of euros an hour, it's safe. And you have got an added advantage of going in those undergrounds in the summer, because you don't come back to your car and it's baking hot in those undergrounds, nice and shaded, keeps the car a bit cooler, especially if you've got a young passenger like my little nephew there. But overall, the weather has finally improved. As you can see, the sunshine is back. It was like this yesterday, like this today, and I hope we're going to continue on with the good sunny weather. We had, I think, 11 days of overcast. Not the best weather if you were here for that. I'm sure you're a little bit disappointed, but hopefully we're past that now. There's plenty of things coming up on the channel. I'm going to try as well in the next week or so to do a big long walk along the promenade, show how busy everything is now that the summer's officially kicked off. If you're on the way, have an amazing time. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments if anything did strike you throughout that information. Don't forget, hopefully we'll be a little bit quicker passing through the airport there now that the Brits can use that scanner with your passports. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Book your things in advance if you are on the way as well. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy it, make sure you do subscribe. There's going to be lots to come up on the channel, and we do have a little news update like this normally every single week. If you enjoyed it as well, please do give it a thumbs up. For now, I'm off to enjoy a bit more fun in the sun today, film a few more vlogs. Thank you very much for watching. Stride on, and have a fantastic summer.